Hello and welcome again to Rhyl Folk Club on a Friday night from your living rooms. And it's now the 21st of August, the height of summer. And the rain is lashing down and we've had 40-mile gusts of wind. But never mind, it's not been entirely a bad week. Dominic Raab has apparently been downgraded. He is now Dominic Rabubaka.
What?
Anyway, right, we have a load of talent for you tonight, and the usual bit of crap, i.e. me as well. So we're going to start off with Mr. Mike Hawkins for a change, instead of me. So all these people who come late thinking they'll miss me are going to miss Mike, and they'll be sorry. So, come on Mike, go for it.
Okay. This first song is a very old song. Lady Franklin's Lament, it's called. It's all about Franklin and his costly trip to the North Pole to try and find a passage through from the Atlantic to the Pacific. As homeward bound one night on the deep, swinging in my hammock I went to sleep. I dreamed a dream and I thought it true, concerning Franklin and his gallant crew. With 100 seamen he sailed away to the frozen ocean in the month of May, to seek a passage around the pole, where we poor sailors do sometimes go. Through cruel hardships the men did go, the ship on mountains of ice was blown, where the Eskimo in his skin canoe was the only one who ever came through. In Baffin Bay where the whalefish blow, the fate of Franklin no man may know. The fate of Franklin no man can tell, for Franklin along with his sailors did dwell. And now my burden it gives me pain, for my long lost Franklin I'd cross the main. 10,000 pounds I would freely give to know on earth that my Franklin to live. As homeward bound one night on the deep, swinging in my hammock I went to sleep. I dreamed a dream and I thought it true, concerning Franklin and his gallant crew. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very nice, Michael.
Before you go on, I would just like to compliment Auntie Anne on her newfound technical skills, because we can see Frank tonight.
She keeps him covered up usually, like a budgie, you know, to keep him calm.
It puts him to sleep, doesn't it? Right, sorry, Mike, we interrupted you. Oh, he's doing ventriloquism now.
Look. Right. This song's called Love Farewell. It's a John Tams song. Not done it very often, and it goes right from the top to the bottom of my range, so I have to be careful how I pitch this one. Love Farewell. I thought I heard the colonel crying, "March, brave boys, there's no denying." Cannons roaring, drums are beating, "March, brave boys, there's no retreating." Love farewell. If I should die in some far battle, cannons roar and rifles rattle, thoughts fly homeward, words unspoken, valiant hearts are of time broken. Love farewell. Will you go, or will you tarry? Will you wait, or will you marry? Will this moment last forever? Kiss me now and leave me never. Love farewell. I thought I heard the colonel crying, "March, brave boys, there's no denying." Cannons roaring, drums are beating, "March, brave boys, there's no retreating." Love farewell.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
There we are. You pitched just right.
It's one of those that goes up there and down there.
Yeah.
You needed a little David H in your pocket. That would sort you out, wouldn't it? For those unbelievable low notes he gets.
Right, so I'm going to Phil join us later off the seat. Where's Glennis tonight?
Oh, hey. Oh,
Yeah,
and Margaret. Are they off on the rantan? Glennis and Margaret.
Can we unmute John?
Oh, John's explaining. I'll unmute him. John's got some information.
Yes, she was just having a dinner at 8 o'clock, so she will be joining us. That's Glennis.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep our powder dry till then.
Thank you.
Right. Oh, it's me next, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll kick off with a Scottish song. After the Battle of Culloden, when the gallant Duke of Cumberland kicked the arse of the little Italian man, all the Highlanders were disarmed. And this wasn't too good for the lairds, really, because the lairds owned all the land up there. And if they fancied a barney with the neighbour, or go and steal his cattle or whatever, he just said to the people who were farming on his land, "Right, lads, pick up your swords were off. And there wasn't, no, I've got an appointment at the dentist, I can't come this afternoon. You had to go. So when they'd got no weapons, they were a little bit useless. So then the lairds decided that it would be more profitable to kick all these people off the land and let's put some sheep on it. So anyway, this is a song called Fire in the Glen, Silly Wizard song, and that's what it's about. Days are gone, lettered use for the man who supported his lordship, protecting his land, who in time of unrest would have died for his lord, and the soldiers of England have taken his broadsword. And there's fire in the glen, fire in the glen, but no fire in the eyes of a Highland man. And the laird has a smile for the makers of graves, keepers of empires, keepers of slaves. He kept his great home, losing nothing but pride, while his kinsmen lay huddled on the shore side. And there's fire in the glen, fire in the glen, but no fire in the eyes of a Highland man. So beware of their banners and the general's lies. There's no glory for the poor man, glittering prize. For we gave all we had, now our homes they pull down, and I cry out Republic, with allegiance to no crown. Fire in the glen, fire in the glen, but no fire in the eyes of a Highland man. There's fire in the glen, fire in the glen, but no fire in the eyes of a Highland man. Right, sorry about the little grun wheel there.
No, Glenys is with us now. I'll just unmute her. She can explain herself her tardiness.
I didn't know you were coughing, John. I thought it was Welsh. I was trying to work it out.
You watch it, Hawkins. Hello, Glenys.
Hiya, everyone. Sorry I'm late.
What
I
did you
tell
have? What did you have
What-
for your dinner?
Well, I had a tuna salad, which
Oh,
you
we've had
think would.
that.
Oh, did you have that as well? But you know what? When you're not working, I don't know. You just lose track of time, don't you? So you're not governed by your watch. So
Well, you've
that's my
used that
problem.
excuse once. You can't use that one
I
again.
know. I'll be more organised when I'm back in work in a couple of weeks. So I'll be all right then.
Here's your punishment. John's going to sing another song for you.
Oh, great, lovely. That'll do me fine.
Right, this one, Ralph McTell song called Nettle Wine. So, as in the discussion before we started, I was saying I don't usually do this at the club because the nerves always get to me and I screw it up because it involves going up this end of the fretboard a little bit and drop D as well. So, you know, It's a bit of a tester, really.
John
I think he
Warburton.
wrote this when he was in North Wales for a holiday. Not really sure where it was. I think it was a Harlech sort of area when he was in a cottage somewhere.
I
Anyway,
can see
little one.
John Warburton's got his binoculars out. He'd be watching every move with that left hand there. He'll give you a written critique afterwards, I imagine.
I can tell him now. Crap. Go start again. This was perfect this afternoon. In my country garden, underneath the mountain, red nettles growing all around the door. Early every morning, the sun goes up the mountain, setting in the sea in the evening once more. Taking water from the brook, wondering who it was that took the stones from off the mountain and built this cottage here. 2 up and 2 down, miles from the nearest town. I don't know who it was, but the reason why is clear. Take a bunch of nettles and add a little water, drawn from the stream outside the door. Leave it for a month or 2, then bottle it and drink the brew. Watch the suns go down in the sea once more. Taking wood to build a fire, could you really get much higher than standing in the doorway, glass of nettle wine? A lady beside me, the mountain behind me, before me the sea and the red skyline. I think something's out of tune. I know what it is, it's not down in D. Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, I'm giving up on that. Oh, it was great this afternoon. It was absolutely, as Jeffy would say, it was shit hot this afternoon.
Oh, you just lost the hot bit tonight. It was lovely. Deep breath, big breaths. That's what you want, John.
Right.
See, I got them, so I'm all right. I can relax.
Ah, pity we can't cut it out, isn't it?
Ah.
Right, what's next? Oh, Gwyn's videos.
Oh, right. I'm close by. I'm going to go full screen. And then I'm going to share a video from T. Gwyn. He's away this week, so we've got a Welsh one from him as usual. And he's also sent us a desperate song you'll get in the second half. Go on, John. Go on, that's spot on, John. If you think I'm stopping up all night to edit that bit into the bit that was crap in the first place, you got another thing coming.
You see, when the pressure's off, it's all right.
That's lovely.
Nicely, John. Nicely.
Very nice. I've got T. Gwyn's diddle coming up. Are we ready for him, John?
Yes, yeah.
I shall mute myself and then put him on.
This week's Welsh offering is by a contemporary poet, singer, songwriter called Steve Eaves. He lives in Rhiwlas near Bethesda. He's worked with such people as Al Stewart. Now, there's a name we don't hear very often in the club, Al Stewart. Joanne Kelly he's worked with, and Sutherland Brothers he's worked with. Check out his website. His stuff is absolutely fabulous. This is one of his poems. It treads the same sort of territory as Sarah Vaughan and Billy Eckstine's Passing Strangers. If you don't know that one, check it out, because it's a great song, wonderfully sung by Billy Eckstine and Sarah Vaughan. This is a poem called Someone I Used to Know. Rhywun adnewyddwn gynt. Peth hynod dorcalonus yw bod yn rhywun adweinwn gynt. Yn hen gan serch a glywir o bell, ac yn brofiad darfodedig. Yng ngorffennol rhywun tyner fi'n gweulu I mi unwaith a chyd enaid, ond sy'n diethyr I mi erbyn hyn. Aeth hanes dau yn ddau hanes. Rwy'n disw o dyddiau glawog a heulog, ac yn dyrniaid o hen lytheron, yn hanes rhywun adweinwn gynt.
That's a short one, isn't it? Did you notice how he did his Eisteddfod ending, where he steps back from the microphone and stands to attention, pulls his shoulders back? Lovely. Seen so many children doing that. Ah, lovely. A nice short one.
Really,
I read
it
it
took me
over
by
several times when I was putting the words in, the subtitles and what have you, and mixing in the translation. I read it several times. Absolutely lovely, just heart-wrenching things. Lovely stuff. He's a sensitive old fool, isn't he, T. Gwyn?
Oh, yes, yeah. Right, we are moving on to John Warburton.
Oh,
Are we ready? Yes. If you can unmute yourself, John.
I've unmuted myself. I didn't realise it was that quick, but there you go. Right, there we go. Good evening, all.
I think you better learn about two or three others for the second half as well.
Right. On the Firefly platform on sunny Gooch Street, violent hash smoker shook a chocolate machine, involved in an eating scene, smashing into neon streets in their stone nest, smearing their eyes on the crazy coloured goddess, listening to sounds of Mingus, mellow, fantastic. My, they sigh. My, they sigh. In dollhouse rooms with coloured lights swinging, strange music boxes sadly tinkling, drinking the sun, shining all around you. My, they sigh. My, they sigh. The magician, he sparkles in satin and velvet. You gaze at his splendour with eyes you've not used yet. I tell you his name is love, love, love. My, they sigh. My, they sigh. My, they sigh.
Yes.
Slipped up then, but there we go. That was the wrong one. That wasn't the one I was going to play. I played earlier. But it's the same sort of chord sequence that was happening at the time.
Well,
Yeah,
you'll get chance second half, John.
yeah. I've noticed that Alan's put up about the bass player. The bass player
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Pentangle, Danny Thompson.
Oh, yes. Bloody hell. Of course. He played with all sorts of people, did a lot of session work, didn't he, in the folk world?
Played a lot with Donovan.
That's right. Yeah. Danny Thompson. He also played with I'll think of his name.
Of course.
John
But he played
Martin. That's John Martin.
Yes, John Martin he played with as well. Yeah.
Didn't play with me.
No.
No.
You got a lovely fat bass on that guitar of yours, John.
I've just changed the strings as well. I've actually put old John Pierce silk and steel strings.
Oh, wow.
Which are really, really nice. But there you go. Yeah. So you want another one, do you? Or do you want another later? Yes. Okay. I'll do one of my own. I'll do this one that's based on Raggle Taggle Gypsies. I played this a couple of months ago, I think. Oh dear me. Romany Rye they call me Romany Rye. Spend my summers travelling beneath an endless sky. Not much chance of that now. I rode up to the mill one day, share a friendly glass. The miller sadly told me the Lord had wed his lass. He said he'd tried to stop him, he thought it was obscene, for the Lord was over 60 and Mary not 18. Romany Rye they call me Romany Rye. It's what your children shout at me as I go riding by. After I'd heard his story, I could stay no more. I rode up to the manor house and I hammered on the door. The servant came and told me a master was away and had forbade his lady from walking out that day. Romany Rye they call me Romany Rye. I spend my summers travelling beneath an endless sky. I went down to the kitchen door, there began to sing. By the time I finished, she threw away his ring. She told me that she loved me and the Lord had forced her hand. For if she had not married him, he'd take her father's land. Romany Rye they call me Romany Rye. It's what your children shout at me as I go riding by. She then put on a cloak of wool, boots of finest leather. We We rode away as the sun did set, and made love in the heather. I swore that if I saw him, I'd kill him where he stood. She said, you'd be no good to me, a hanging in the wood. Romany Rye, they call me Romany Rye. It's what your children shout at me as I go riding by. The old man, he came after us, he rode north and south. He couldn't face the rejection that came out of her mouth. His face was red with anger, this hurt could not be borne. But he rode off dejected as his wife poured out her scorn. Romany Rye, they call me Romany Rye. I spend my summers travelling beneath an endless sky. After he rode through the heather, after he rode through the wood, the old man caught pneumonia, which I thought was quite good. He upped and died next morning, he couldn't catch his breath, so his money and the manor house passed to Mary on his death. Romany Rye, they call me Romany Rye. I spend my summers travelling beneath an endless sky, and Romany Rye, they call me Romany Rye. It's what your children shout at me as I go riding by, and Romany Rye, they call me Romany Rye. But I'm the lord of the manor now, so smile as I pass by.
Very nice, John, as always. As always. It was, well, there were quite a few of us there on Tuesday for Dragon's Breath. Always a good night there. And it was nice to see a bit of support from Rhyl.
Definitely. It was lovely to have you all.
Always worth a wallop, as Andrew would say. Right. Ooh,
We got Margaret with us now. Margaret's joined us. She has her cat on her knee. A cat.
She's turned the lights on as well, we can see her.
She has. I'm just going to try and say hello. If she'll unmute herself, we can say hello to her.
Hello.
Hello, Margaret.
Everybody all right?
You haven't sung for us for a while, have you?
No, I haven't.
No.
No, I don't
Why
intend
not?
to.
Put that in the book, John.
Your book.
Say again.
We're going to put your name in the book. That's it. Next week. You could sing us a song next week.
I go. Go on
She's
then.
frozen. Where's she gone?
Where's she gone?
He's joking.
Or get the cat to sing one. Pinch it.
Yeah, the
you know?
cat will sing one. The cat will sing you one. She'll sing. She purrs quite sweetly. She sings better than me.
Lovely. Well, the Jenkinses are girding their loins.
Oh, yeah, they are. I can see them ready girded. Yeah, if you drop the camera a little bit, we can see your loins.
Oh.
Yes, we made the mistake a while ago of doing a little snippet of a song, and we were invited to sing the following week. So not knowing whether it was going to be a single song or a little set, we hastily gathered together what little songs we knew. So a little story about this particular one. As a teenage lad in the 70s, I used to collect sort of comedy records. So try and tell the kids these days, and they wouldn't believe it, would they? Would they, John? Wouldn't believe it at all. When I used to buy the Monty Python albums. And of course, my love of comedy sort of inevitably led me to the Barron Knights, which is a bit mature for a teenage lad. This is a track from the Barron Knights. I once tried to perform it after a night of the falling down water at the Being Station.
Proper folk music.
Didn't really register the significance of the song until I actually sort of came across a Rhyl Folk Club. So this is entitled The Hand on the Ear Folk Song. Here goes. Folks speak in awe and wonder of a bloke stood at the bar. He tried to roll himself a fag, but he'd had no luck so far. He had with him a lurcher, a ragged animal called Shep, who didn't like the place and left a whoopsie on the step. Jed Burrows was his name, my friends, he was a local bloke. Oh, so he said, but we all knew he'd caught the bus from Stoke. He placed upon a vacant chair a leather-booted foot, and elbow to his knee and hand to his right ear he put. He sang in clear and ringing tones, though nasal I suppose, due to the fact that he had got his thumb stuck up his nose. His accent sounded like a Geordie Cornish man from Brum, and he sang so flat his lurcher jumped right up and bit his bum. The evening dragged a little as we all got slowly drunk, including Jed's old lurcher who smelt like a rotten skunk. Jed never fed him, so he poked in dustbins quite a lot, and he'd come across the meadow where he'd rolled in God knows what. The singing, it got worse and worse, the pub ran out of beer, but still Jed battled bravely on, his hand clamped to his ear. You'll never see a bloke drink more wherever you may roam. He closed his eyes, fell off his chair, and then we all went home. Yeah.
I just knew there'd be a nya somewhere there. Yeah. Beautifully acted out, I must say. Oh, David H popped in. Well, the top of his head again. Popped in, and then he's gone again.
Yeah.
So he's home from wherever he's been, and maybe he'll join us later. That would be nice. But what we have to do, if we all concentrate hard, David H's head will appear again in the little box. That was lovely. And that's from the days of the mid-70s, is it?
I think it's from the Baronet's album, about 78, 79.
And you were a teenager then, were you?
I was.
Well. You must be one of the youngest people on the session here, I imagine. Oh, sorry, present company accepted, of course. Oh, lovely, right. Lovely. Who are we on now, John?
Oh, we have... we're a bit short on beards, aren't we, tonight? We've got rice pudding now.
Well, he's a token beard, isn't he? He used to have a decent beard, but it's gone now, and... yeah, and well, we better unmute him wherever he is. He's moved around. He's gone. Oh, there he is. Look, unmute. Look at that. No holding.
I am indeed. I'm indeed short of beard. Yes.
Well, you used to be one of the wild women of Wonga, and now you're just a woman of Wonga.
Really, and I should be getting more wild in my old age.
Well, what are you doing then, David?
Oh, right, okay. We'll both
I thought you'd frozen again for the minute.
I thought it was a staring competition. I was going to say my money's on Margaret's cat. If it's a staring competition, cat.
Oh, right. Okay, right. Okay. We've decided that I'm going to go first, so that B can upstage me. So I'm going to read a poem from the 7th century that famous woman Anonymous, and it's one of the, I think it's probably the first nursery rhyme that's ever been recorded in the Welsh language. I'll read it. a translation first, and then I'll read you the beautifully alliterative Welsh version. Right, here we go. Dinogad's petticoat is speckled, speckled. It was made from the pelt martins. Wee, wee, whistling. We call, they call, the 18 chains. When your father went out to hunt, a spear on his shoulder, a club in his hand, he called on his lively dogs. Giff, gaff, take, fetch, fetch. He killed fish from his coracle, like the lion killing small animals. When your father went to the mountains, he would bring back a roebuck, a boar, a stag, a speckled grouse from the mountain, and a fish from the Derwennys Falls. At whatever your father aimed his spear, be it a boar, a wild cat, or a fox, none would escape, but that had strong wings. Now, in Welsh and Gymraeg, dyma fo. Pais dinogad sydd fraith, fraith, o groen bela y mae waith. Chwi, chwi, chwi benwaith, gweddwn ni, gweddant hwy, yr wysgaeth. Pan elai dy dad di I hela, gweddw ffon ar ei ysgwydd pastwn yn ei la. Galwai e gwn tra chyflym. Giff, gaff, dal, dal, dwg, dwg. Fel addau bysgod I gwrwgl, fel y lladau llew, fan filod. Pan elai dy dad di i'r mynydd, deiau ef ac un iwrch. Un twrch coed, un hydd, un regiar fraith o fynydd, a physgodyn o reiadr derwenydd. Beth bynnag ag yr hyddau dy dad a'i bicell. Bod yn dwrch, yn gath goed, yn lwynog, ni ddihangau'r un, ond I bain nersol ei adenydd. Right. Now then. Yeah.
Gaffer's offering to translate that into Cornish in the second half.
Right.
Just put all the adjectives and the nouns the wrong way around, apparently, and shuffle them.
You can remember it all.
It sounded sweeter in Welsh, but then I'm a little biased. We do have some...
Surely not.
Sorry, go on, John.
Surely not.
No, just a little biased. And Jan was sitting there in heaven. Jan's a fluent Welsh speaker, for those that don't know. She was sitting there with a look, a faraway look in her eye. Ah, yeah, lovely.
Oh, she's off.
I blame Muscal Glen Clwyd myself.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I think it's that very large gin that she's got there that's giving her the glazed look in the eye.
That's it. I'm going to ask Gaffer to unmute himself so you can do what
would you like B's one? Or would you
do we want B's one now or in the second half, John? What are we doing?
Second half would be better.
Oh, can you keep your pen to dry, B?
Okay, she's happy with it.
Before we go to Gaff, I see that I recognise the top of that head.
Oh, it's David. He's there. Let's talk to him. Make sure he's going to stay with us. There's the whole of the head there. Good evening, David.
What the music? Right. Good evening. Good evening. Sorry I'm late.
Good evening, David.
Nice to see you.
You bring out the feminine side of me, David. I feel like a girl when I'm speaking with a voice like this at the other end.
Oh.
I'll stop there.
You've missed some memorable guitar playing tonight, Dave.
I'm sorry.
I won't say why it was memorable. But
Oh.
anyway, we've got Gaffer on next, David, and then can you come on after Gaffer?
I'll do my best, yes. Yeah.
Right.
fine.
Oh, we've got Sally joining us as well.
Oh, let's have a word with Sally. And Pete, she's probably got Peter in her pocket there, I imagine, somewhere.
Yeah, he's hiding under the table in front of me, Alan. he's sitting
Lovely.
on the other side of the room listening in. He said he'll
Lovely
come and
to
face
see
the
you.
camera shortly.
You're part of our international crew, you see, being from the other side of the border.
But my heart's still where you are.
Ah, lovely, lovely. We're less international than we have been at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah, we've no transatlantic connection
We're
tonight,
stormless. Yeah, we're stormless. We're Helenless. And we're
have we?
Natasha-less.
Stormless, you should have seen the bloody winds up here this afternoon.
Well, he sent those in his place, obviously. Storm. Oh, can you imagine having a baby and saying, what we're going to call this? Oh, it's an agitated bugger. We'll call him Storm.
Riders on the storm.
Good, yeah, yeah. Who have we got, John? I've lost my thread now.
It's Gaffer now.
Oh, Gaffer's
Gaffer
Gaffer's
and then
unplugged.
David and then you.
Lovely. Gaffer's ready to go.
Well, I am after a fashion. Pope John the 23rd was a very, very wise man indeed. They asked him, who's famed for his wisdom? They asked him how many people worked in the Vatican. He said about half. But it's probably the most wise thing, or as we say in English, the wisest thing, or the thing wisest, as they say in other parts, was that he was a great fan of Rhyl Folk Club, and no longer had it been established back in 1964 that he changed the rules to say that you don't have to have fish on a Friday night. So that people who got a little bit of fish stuck in the back of their throats wouldn't have to opt out of singing lengthy songs. Well, I did. I'm very sorry to have ignored. He didn't say I couldn't eat fish, and I'm not a Catholic anyway, so I had some fish tonight. A little bit got stuck there, and I'm not sure that it's swum off yet. And as a doctor, I know there's only two ways to cure it. One way is to sing, and the other way is not to sing. And I'll try one of the ways.
Kind of covers it all, that.
More or less, yes. More of that great wisdom. So I'll try. I'm fairly gentle, and also I did a very quiet sound check, and so I will be mouthed at by our sound engineer if I were to sing something really loud. Except that he wouldn't be able to hear me because it wouldn't come out. This is a story about an incredible fellow in 1812 who, well, he was a lunatic. No two ways about it. He was a general in the Republican Army of France, fell out with Napoleon, and either Napoleon or him put him in a nut house. And somebody slipped up with the paperwork and he got let out of the nut house while Napoleon was in Moscow. And so he decided to see what he could do. And he told everyone Napoleon was dead. And he also told everyone that Napoleon had appointed him to take over. And being obedient French people, everybody believed him. And things went fine until somebody recognized him. They said, no, that's not the successor to Napoleon. That's someone that's just come out of the asylum. And they locked him up again. And his name was Claude Francois Mallet. And this is his story. And I'm not singing it because it's at all topical, because it was in 1812. But I'm singing it because it doesn't have many loud, difficult notes in it. And if that comes out, Lord knows what I'll be singing next. Napoleon was in the east. The whole of Paris yearned for peace. A lunatic got his release, mistakenly paroled. The emperor that never was, the opportunist ever was, he must have been so clever, 'cause the whole of France he fooled. Now if it had been you or me, imprisoned for insanity. If Lady Luck had set us free, we'd lie low till things cooled. The emperor who never was, the opportunist ever was, he must have been so clever 'cause the whole of France he fooled. This lunatic decides instead that he'll declare Napoleon's dead, appoint himself in Boney's stead, the whole of France to rule. The emperor who never was, the opportunist ever was, he must have been so clever 'cause the whole of France he fooled. The citizens of gay Paris attribute their longevity to bowing to authority, lest guillotines they fuel. The emperor that never was, the opportunist ever was, he must have been so clever 'cause the whole of France he fooled. He got militiamen to stick the cops inside the local nick. Round soldiers up as well as fleek for being oppression's tool. The emperor who never was, the opportunist ever was, he must have been so clever 'cause the whole of France he fooled. On posters half a metre high, the new regime was publicised. Asylum workers recognised their poor demented fool. The emperor that never was, the opportunist ever was, he must have been quite clever 'cause all France he fooled. Napoleon's alive and well, red carpets in the padded cell, but what a tale he'd have to tell if ever he's paroled. The emperor that never was, the opportunist ever was, he must have been so clever 'cause the whole of France he fooled. Normality return once more, the status quo has been restored. The lunatic we had before from Corsica still rules. The emperor that never was, the opportunist ever was, he must have been quite clever 'cause the whole of France he fooled.
That was very, very subdued there, Gaffer.
Yeah, well, I was singing from this bit upwards, and I didn't want to chance that bit downwards in case nothing come out. Although that is where I keep my lungs.
It was nonetheless educational.
It was very educational and fairly accurate. As are so many things that I come up with. Fairly accurate is the best sort of accuracy, I always reckon. You can't get picked up on it if it's something fair. Oh, short one, historical one, I don't know. Yes. That's a long one. I better not sing a long one. Not after that one with all those choruses. This one's got no choruses and it's short. It's a history of America. And Storm's not here tonight, which is probably a blessing because this is an American song, but he is such a great singer of songs about peace, and this is a song exclusively about war. So I don't suppose that it would really have suited Storm had he been here. But I dare say he'll watch it on YouTube and he'll listen to it, and he'll think, well, there's a lesson to be learned here. But good old Storm, he's already learned the lessons and he preaches the lessons, and he's a big miss. I mean, we miss him a lot. I don't mean it's a large unmarried woman. The good folk of Boston decided one day a cargo of tea to fling off from the quay, and all because taxes they scorn for to pay. A war in America's raging away. Now Madison started a new war, I hear, for the right to play pirate without interfere. But we set fire to Washington, burnt your man's ear. There's war in America year after year. Now brother fights brother, and friends fighting friend, or the right for to buy and to sell fellow men, depending it seems on the shade of their skin. A war in America's raging again. They fight for what little the red man still got, but it's arrows and spears against powder and shot. It's take what you're given, we'll steal what you're not. A war after war is America's lot. Now war in America's raging once more as rich men and Hoover gang up on the poor. The poor all get less and the rich all get more. In America life's just one long bloody war. There you go. I said it was short. I didn't say it was sweet. I just said it was short.
Very short for you there, Gaffer. Very short. Alan's got his guitar, and I think he's forgotten that we're putting Dave on next.
It's all right. I'm just tweeting. I'm just getting myself. What I thought the novelty of putting the thing in tune would be the thing. So I'll shut myself up. I'm gonna zip. Oh, who have we got come in? Somebody disappeared and somebody came back. Everybody's shuffling round the screen. You see. It's lovely. Carl, who was at the bottom of the screen earlier, he's right in the middle now. Hello, Carl, in the middle.
Oh, Ash Michael appeared very briefly, didn't he? I think Ash was here for about 20 seconds.
Looking like two cats.
Oh, yes. David's unmuted. I'll shut myself up.
He's ready to go.
Get on with some proper music.
Oh, I don't know about that, but anyway. Yeah. Get home at 5:30, fix a drink, sit down in his chair, pick a fight with mama, complain about the kids getting in his hair. Night he'd sit alone and smoke, I'd see his frown behind the lightest flame. Now that same frown's in my mirror. I got my daddy's blood inside my veins. fish swim, birds fly, daddies yell, mamas cry, old men sit and think. I drink chicken TV dinner, 6 minutes on defrost, 3 on high. A beer to wash it down with, then another, a whiskey on the side. It's not so bad alone here, it don't bother me that every night's the same. I don't need another lover hanging around trying to make me change. Fish swim, birds fly, lovers leave by and by, old men sit and think. I drink. I know what I am, but I don't give a damn. Fish swim, birds fly, mamas yell, daddies cry, old men sit and think. I drink, old men sit and think. I drink.
Lovely, deep, rich notes there.
I got a bit frightened in the middle of that one.
Right.
What have you got? What else have you got for us, Dave?
Another song with a moral to it, I suppose. Throw another log on the fire. Fix me up some bacon and some beans. Jack the car up, change the oil and fix the tire. Mend my socks and sew my old blue jeans. Fill my pipe and fetch my carpet slippers. Then boil me up another pot of tea. Then throw another log on the fire. Then come and tell me why you're leaving me. Don't I let you wash the car on Sunday? Don't I warn you when you're getting fat? Ain't I gonna take you fishing with me someday? You know a man can't love a woman more than that. Ain't I always nice to your kid sister? Don't I take her driving every night? So sit here at my feet, 'cause I like you when you're sweet. And you know it ain't feminine to fight. So throw another log on the fire. Fix me up some bacon and some beans. Jack the car up, change the points, change the oil and fix the tire. Mend my socks and sew my old blue jeans. Come on, baby, fill my pipe and fetch my carpet slippers. Then boil me up another pot of tea. Then throw another log on the fire. And come and tell me why you're leaving me.
Sorry, I got involved with my bit of vlog here. I'll just get the wife to chuck it on the fire.
I noticed thought you were going to chuck it straight through the screen.
Throw another blog on the fire, is it, John?
Well, Andrew's vlogging this week, and if we could just warn everybody next week. We don't know about Alan's whereabouts next week or his internet availability, so it might be just me and Leslie trying to run the whole show, possibly with a bit of help from Mike.
I'm going to try and join you from a little island off the west coast of Scotland, which is where I'll be. They say they've got Wi-Fi. I've got Wi-Fi up here, but I'm not sure what kind of Wi-Fi. It remains to be seen. So we tried to take steps so that John can host it all, and
so it might be a bit rough and ready next week. And Andrew will do the blog again next week, and we'll have to see what happens about the recording. It might happen, it might not happen, it might not happen till Sunday. We'll have to see. We don't know what's going to happen there. So
it might take till Sunday to download it, John. That's the thing.
It probably will do with my. But the more observant will have noticed, I am back in the front room.
Oh.
We have internet, and we seem to be okay. We seem to be all right. No thanks to BT. BT were, as usual, absolutely crap. But
they pay my wages every month, John. Don't knock them.
But if you want a good wireless, what do you call them? The things that transmit your, I don't know how it works. They transmit your internet through the electricity thing.
Powerlink, they call them. Powerlink.
And then it comes out of another plug socket in another room. And the ones we've got are made by a Germans, bombed our chippy, called Devolo. And we are in a storm situation.
We are, yeah.
And if you want any of these, the after-sales service from Devolo is absolutely superb. And it's worth an extra few quid to get the Devolo units just for the after-sales service.
And you're on the usual commission, John, are you?
I am on the usual bugger all commission, yes. Before you start, we will have a look at our bearded gentleman who's eating his kippers, is he?
He is. I've unmuted him. He's just had his lunch over there.
Chicken pot pie. I had a physical therapy appointment. Sorry for getting on late.
Physiotherapy. We want a note from your mam.
Sorry, my mam's been dead since 1989.
Well, yeah. Sad to hear that.
Anyway, this half we have got Alan to finish, and then I will find a slot for Storm in the second half. But when Alan's finished tuning, he is going to, I'm hoping he's going to do the island, and then
I might.
Then we can all go.
It's a good song. Oh yeah, it's got the
sound of the ocean.
In fact, Storm should be pretty bloody good at that, actually, shouldn't he? Yeah. So there are some stormy sounds, and if you wish, John, you can lead people with a bit of movement around, a bit of movement.
I may leave myself unmuted.
Oh, good man. Shh. Yeah. Hit the taste button then, John, if you're going to do that. I've got something slightly unusual. Well, I haven't. It's called a guitar. It's my Loudon because for the next couple of weeks I'm going to be having that baby. I'm having that baby? No, I'll be playing that baby Takamine guitar. So I thought I'd enjoy the Loudon just before we go away. We were going to France. It's all been cancelled. We're now going to Scotland for a week and York for a week, and then we'll be back for the rest of our lives, I think. So this is a tune called The West Wind, The West Wind. And I have to say, I remember many years ago Phil Hare superb guitarist, playing this and just knocking me out by the way he played it. So it's got some Dusty End stuff, John, so you can have a good old laugh. Leave yourself
You're just doing
unmuted.
this because I made such a balls up of mine, don't
You
you?
leave yourself unmuted so I can hear you laughing. That's what I'm after. And if I get through it, I'll go into a song called The Island by Paul Brady, which is about Northern Ireland, and it mentions Lebanon, which is quite topical again. It comes round again, doesn't it? You know. So here we go with the West Wind and the Island.
You lost the choir, man.
They say the skies over Lebanon are burning, those mighty cedars are bleeding in the heat. We see the pictures on the television, women and children just dying in the street. But we're still at it in our own place, still trying to build a future from the past, still trying to carve tomorrow from a tombstone. But hey, don't listen to me, this wasn't meant to be a sad song. I've sung enough of those before. Tonight I only want to be here with you till the morning dew comes falling. I wanna take you to the island, trace your footprints in the sand, and in the evening when the sun goes down, we'll make love to the sound of the ocean. They're raising banners over by the market, whitewashing slogans on the shipyard walls, witch doctors praying for a mighty showdown. No way this holy flag of ours will fall. For here we sacrifice our children to build the worn-out dreams of yesterday. We teach them dying will lead us into glory. Glory. But hey, don't listen listen to me. This wasn't meant to be a sad song. I've sung enough of those before. Tonight I only want to be here with you till the morning dew comes falling. I wanna take you to the island, trace your footprints in the sand, and in the morning when there's no one around, we'll make love to the sound of the ocean. Thank you. I know us poor folks don't know the whole story. I know that peace and love's just copping out. I guess those young men dying in the ditches are just what being free is all about. That twisted wreckage down on Main Street will bring us all together in the end. And we'll go marching down the road to freedom. Freedom. But hey, don't listen to me. This wasn't meant to be a sad song. We've heard enough of that before. Tonight I only want to be here with you till the morning dew comes falling. I wanna take you to the island, trace your footprints in the sand, and in the evening when the sun goes down, we'll make love to the sound of the ocean. Lovely song, lovely song. Thank you for Mrs. Hawkins, little boy, on the percussion lips there. Lovely. Of the ocean. When we're in the club, you see, it gets a bit of a wishy-washy sound going round. Lovely. Participation is the key, of course. I'll just... I thought these Loudons were supposed to stay in tune forever, John. You know, it's a...
No, I thought they weren't meant to play bum notes either.
Oh, you got that one. I got the one that goes out of tune. Anyway, here's another song, a quick song. It's a song which it doesn't have Germans in it, but they get a sort of a mention. It has Huns in it, so I suppose that's close enough, isn't it? It's called the Maginot Waltz, and it's from Ralph McTell. It's a smashing song about a charabanc trip, except with a slightly different ending, you know. We'll see. All off to Brighton on a charabanc. Albert played the banjo and how we sang. The beer was expensive, but the laughter came free. Oh, how we do love to be beside the sea. Albert had a cousin named Marjorie, and I had been noticing that she had been noticing me. I quickly decided if she didn't mind it, I would spend the day in her gay company. This is your bit. Do 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 do. We shared a plate of whelks, strolling side by side. I told her she was too old to take a donkey ride, but I didn't mind when she laughed and said no. So we paused for a while and listened to a minstrel show. There was a notice at the palace pier. It said there was to be a dance tonight, and it wasn't dear. I of course explained that I could only waltz, and so we waltzed to every tune and air. Come on, come on, come on. Do 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 do. 9 o'clock came around, we had to take the charabanc. Albert was too drunk to play the banjo, but how we sang. All except Marjorie, I could tell at a glance. For me and young Albert were leaving for France. I said we'd both be home in a week or two. Me and Albert and Lord Kitchener, we'd show the Hun a thing or two. I'm sure to return, love, after me do not yearn, and we will waltz together all our lives through. I'm sure to return. One of those endings, one of those shocking endings, shocking. Ralph McTell didn't finish it like that. It's just, it's the folk process. I folked it up a bit. There we are. Anyway, I can relax now. I got my instrumental out the way. The odd bum note in there, John. I'm sure you'll give me a written critique. Thank you.
No, I'm not blogging this week. No, too many notes in that West Wind. Far too many notes played too quickly together.
Hey, they're only the same notes over and over. Oh, look, we've got a crisis on our hands.
We have Natalia.
Oh,
yeah,
Natasha, let's say hello. So,
Hi.
did you enjoy your holiday?
Yeah, I traveled with my husband to the most western point of Russia.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a nice holiday. We spent a lot of time by the sea.
Lovely. The Baltic.
Yeah, the Baltic Sea.
Ooh, that's cold.
Who got geography O level then? Yeah?
I didn't actually. Did you swim in the Baltic?
Yeah, a little bit.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it was so overcrowded, you know, and so if you want to swim, you'd better come there, I don't know, in the morning. So we went there by, I don't know, by 8 a.m. in the morning, and we had to get out of there by around 2 p.m. already.
Wow. Lovely. Well, so you have a song for us. It would be a live song if you had a song for us.
Unfortunately, this time I haven't prepared anything, but I hope to do that for the next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I'll
you.
zip
I'm
up,
so
John.
glad to see everybody.
It's lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
To be
We're still
aware,
here.
for the next few weeks, Natalia, Alan's not here, so we can't do any videos for about 3 weeks. But we would
Ah.
love to hear you sing live. Live is excellent.
I will try, yeah, but just as I explained before, the major problem is that our
Yeah.
daughter, she goes to bed quite early and she complains when we even speak too loud.
Yeah.
So, well, but
No,
I will
that's
try.
fine. We understand that. But any videos we send, we can play when Alan gets back. But we can't do it in the next
It's
2 or 3
tricky.
weeks.
It's tricky. It's tricky. It's possible, but it's not likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I will try to sing live, but maybe
no,
it will be
don't-
just a
don't
little
worry,
bit.
Don't fret. Don't fret.
Well,
Try me
I mean, maybe
lullaby.
I could, but it would be some sort of very, very quiet singing, like a lullaby or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah, there
yeah,
you go.
yeah. Oh, it goes.
There's a lot of very old people here. If you sing a lullaby, I think we might be having a few nodding off here.
We love a lullaby, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
John, let you
When
carry
I
on.
sing lullabies, everyone wakes up.
Lovely.
I've-
Anyway, lovely
just-
to see you, Natasha. Lovely.
Thanks. Nice to see you.
Right.
Okay, I'm just trying to work out where we're going now, John. Round the houses.
Well, I was just noting that this is the first time all night that Stuart and Edna have not been stuffing something into their gobs.
Well, they can give their own
There's
excuses.
been some serious snacking going on there.
They can give their own excuses.
Well, we've only had a bag of crisps and a large glass of vodka and tonic.
A very large, which is going to be repeated.
I blame the Russians for that vodka. That's who I
Oh,
blame.
he likes his vodka.
Oh, you can't beat
You don't get a headache after vodka, you know.
No headache, comrades.
You don't feel the headache. You get the headache, but you don't feel it.
No, that's true.
Who haven't we heard from? Who hasn't? Oh, Carl's over. Oh no, he said no, he's not going to sing next time. Next time.
Right. Okay.
Everybody had a chat. John, I'll leave it to you.
Pay attention. Right. So we are into round 2. So I think looking at the time, we'll just have nice time for one each. So if Mike kicks off, and then if we could fit Storm in after Mike, I'm getting a thumbs up there. And then it's me. No more instrumentals from me. And then Gwyn's second video. John Warburton. Chaz or Jan. Or both. B. Gaffer. David. Alan. Bedtime. Okay, so I don't think I've missed anybody out there. So it's over to Mike.
Okay. This song's called Raglan Road. It's one of John's favourites. I know he loves this one.
Sorry, Mike. Do you want some weather, some storms? Do you want some?
Okay, if you wish. Yeah. What can he? I don't know. Can you do?
You just give me a nod.
Can he do leaves falling or?
Leaves falling. That's nice and quiet. Yeah. I'll shut up. Sorry, John. Sorry, Mike. Yeah.
No, I quite like it. Lovely tune. Now, it's just I always miss out on the story somehow.
Well, it is a bit abstract, but it's you can know what the story is. I mean,
Abstract, is that another word for bollocks?
Oh,
another word for not plain speaking. It's just
It's flowery. It's flowery.
That's right. It is.
Not flowery as in baps are flowery. You know, it's flowery as in Irish poetry. Yeah.
Leave you to it, mate.
Okay. Raglan Road. On Raglan Road on an August day, I saw her first anew. With her dark hair she'd weave a snare that I might oft time rue. I saw the danger, yet I walked along the enchanted way. I said, let grief be a fallen leaf at the dawning of the day. On Grafton Street in November, we stepped lightly along the ledge of a deep ravine where can be seen the true worth of passion's pledge. The Queen of Hearts was making tarts, and I not making hay. I love too much, and by such is happiness thrown away. I gave her gifts of the mind, I gave her the secret sign that's known to the artists who have seen the true gods of sound and stone. By word and hint I did not stint, I gave her poems to say, with her name there and her long dark hair, like clouds over fields of May. On a quiet street where all ghosts meet, I see her walking now, away from me so hurriedly that reason must allow. I did not woo her as I should, this creature made of clay. When the angel woos the clay, he'll lose his wings at the dawn of day. On Raglan Road on an August day, I saw her first anew. With her dark hair she'd weave a snare that I might oft time rue. I saw the danger, yet I walked along the enchanted way. But I love too much, and by such is happiness thrown away.
Oh.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, you could sing somebody's terms and conditions, and it would sound great.
That's an idea for next week.
Very nice of you, John. Thank you very much.
I like the ones that go so much per month and big deposit up front. You will not own the car. I like those. They're great fun.
Right, we are moving 2,500 miles away now by the miracle of science, and we're going to speak to Storm. And have you got a poem and we've moved? Have you got a poem and a song for us, Storm?
Yes, I do.
Great.
Could I have permission to record?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it's not up, is it?
It'll be on our YouTube recording anyway.
Oh, that's what it is. Yep. Okay.
We are
I forgot
recording.
which was which.
Sadly, there'll be a recording of my first song for posterity.
Yeah.
Right, I'll leave you to it.
Okay. The poem is called Seeking No Return, and the song is called Ballad of the Slipped Off Ring Saloon. Seeking no return, for love's well lost. The orchards now are bare where once your footsteps fell, and I have gone to live another life deep within another town. And no, I don't mourn your leaving, and I know we had to grow, and no, I won't call you. I'd be frightened that you'd come. Still, I remember blossoms and wading through the streams, and how we talked so closely, yet never say a word. And yes, I remember the struggles, they played their part too. So the days have passed, and thus we've come to now. And know that I still love you for whom you truly are, in ways that are unchanging, seeking no return. Blue-eyed gal and a dark-haired stranger, dancing close to danger at the slipped-off ring saloon. At the slipped-off ring saloon. He says yes, and she says maybe. Don't forget, I'm still a lady if I come back to your room. If I come back to your room. Married man and a married mother, trading lives beneath the covers, have to part too soon. Have to part too soon. Another gal and another stranger dance on close to danger at the slipped-off ring saloon. At the slipped-off ring saloon. Thank you.
And once again, we are an international outfit.
Right. Oh, and has John been plugging his upcoming international?
Well,
no, he's very modest. It's
okay. Did everybody get the newsletter, or should I put it in the chat again?
Mike emailed it out to our email list, so I think everybody should have it available there. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Mike emailed it, did he? Or put it,
Yep.
I think he did. Yeah.
Yep. I just didn't know if everybody was on the list.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
It's up on my Facebook page as well, the link. And I think it's in the Dragon's Breath. It should be. If I've not done that, I'll do it there as well. So.
Excellent. And please all tune in.
A couple of friends of mine are coming as well. Jerry French and Kathy Runswick.
Excellent.
From Liverpool. The two of them are playing.
Jerry French is actually Welsh, isn't he?
She,
sorry, Jerry. There's a double F, isn't it? A double F?
A double F, yes, Jerry French.
Jerry for French, yeah.
For French, yeah.
That's got to be of Welsh origin somewhere, I reckon.
Oh, I thought so. Yeah.
What have we got, John? Is it T. GWERIN?
No, it's me next.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I know.
Oh, it's you, John.
Trying to jump over to D. But, right, this one is also in drop D, which is my full repertoire of songs in drop D tonight. Another Ralph McTell song. Trying to think what it's called now. Takes a glass of tequila to raise up my spirits. When I get down, I'm drinking them two at a time. I swear that I feel like a poor drowning sailor. Salt on my lips and my tongue, taste of wine. Tequila sunset, Tijuana sunrise. Let's put the light back in each other's eyes. Maybe tomorrow the wheels can roll. We can take the road down south, head to Mexico. Now I don't want to hear any sad stories. Glances and mirrors join in direct lines. I bought her a drink Gila sunsets, Chihuahua sunrise. Let's put the light back in each other's eyes. Maybe tomorrow the wheels can roll. We can take the road down south, get to Mexico. Just the booze talking, skinny dogs howl in a Mexico. Kids with no shoes, dusty streets full of dreams. Aim for the dance floor and maybe they'll play a slow tune. Killer sunsets, Chihuahua sunrise, turquoise and silver stars hung in the sky. And maybe tomorrow, if the wheels can roll, we can take the road down south, get to Mexico. We can take the road down south, get to Mexico. Yeah, you can take the road down south, but Trump's built a wall there.
Ah.
And the Mexicans are going to pay for it.
Not.
Well, you must have heard about our latest scandal in that regard, haven't you?
Oh, there's a bit of a corruption thing going on there, is there?
Yeah, Steve Bannon and some of his cohorts set up like a GoFundMe thing to raise money supposedly to build the wall, and then did things like buy a 150-yard-long yacht.
Well, it's better use than building a wall.
Yeah.
Lovely. Corruption in low places. That's it.
Right, have we got Gwyn's...
Oh, we're ready to go. John, you wouldn't believe how ready I am to go with T.
Born ready, right? Alan, born ready.
T. Gwyn's second contribution of the evening, and I'll hopefully click various boxes and it'll magically appear in a moment. And then if I click it and shut up, we're...
Family duties call me away again, so this is recorded. It's a Guy Clark song. But I've changed it slightly because Guy Clark presents it as a young man talking about his relationship with an old man. Well, I felt it a bit odd for me singing that, being an old man. So I've changed it to an old man talking about his relationship with a young man. It's a song called Desperados Waiting for a Train. He'd play the Red River Valley. We'd sit in a kitchen and cry. Run my fingers through 70 years of living and wonder, will life's well run dry? He was just a kid, me and this young man, desperados waiting for a train, desperados waiting for a train. Was a drifter and a driller of oil wells, an old school man of the world. Taught him to drive my car when I'm too drunk to. smile and give him money for the girls. Our life was like some old western movie, like desperados waiting for a train. Desperados waiting for a train. From the age that he could walk, I'd take him with me to a bar called the Green Frog Cafe, where old men, beard, guts and dominoes, telling their lies about their lives while they play. He was just a kid, but we all called him Sidekick. Desperados are waiting for a train. Desperados waiting for a train. One day I woke up and I was pushing 80, with brown tobacco stains down my chin. To him I'm a hero of this country, so why am I dressed up like them old men, drinking beer, playing Moon and 42? Desperados waiting on a train. Desperados waiting on a train. When I was old, he would come and see me. He was grown and I was almost done. We'd sit and dream us up a kitchen and sing one more verse of that old song. Come on, Jack, that son of a bitch is coming. With desperados waiting for a train. With desperados waiting for a train.
Hey, we're getting really slick, Alan, with this now, aren't you?
Well, when I'm watching T. Gwyn play that Ibanez guitar I used to own, I regret selling it. It's such a sweet, mellow sound. It's a lovely guitar. I wish I'd never flogged that. There we are. But I had too many, and I still got too many.
How many do you want?
Got
How
too
many
many.
can you play at once? You can only play one at once.
You can. You're absolutely... Well, you got two. Ha-ha! Pot calling kettle. Mrs. Warburton's little boy, I'm asking him to unmute in anticipation.
I have unmuted my
there we are.
anticipatory status, so there you go.
In anticipation of something sensational. That's what it is.
Leslie has decided that you get tonight's prize, John, for the shirt of the night.
Oh, thank you very much.
Absolutely, hands down, no competition. Shirt of the
I thought
night.
Gaffers was quite good. I've got one similar to Gaffers as well, but there you go. But I've got loads of shirts like this. You know, it's the old hippie thing.
They still fit you?
Yeah. No, these aren't old shirts. These aren't old shirts.
They're old hippie shirts. It doesn't mean they're old shirts for hippies. It means they're shirts for old hippies.
You can buy them. There's a company called Joe Brown's in Manchester that does a range of patterned shirts and things, and various other things as well.
I thought he had a climbing shop in Capel-Curig.
No, there you are. That's another one, that one. I believe Joe Brown is actually of Indian or Bangladeshi extraction, the guy that runs this place. But there you go. It's not the climber. Anyway, I've missed my trip down to Cornwall this year so far. We're going in September with a bit of luck to do my niece's wedding. And we've been playing lots of quiet stuff. So I'm going to be a bit louder now. Going to do Steve Knightley, Cousin Jack. This land is barren and broken, scarred like the face of the moon. Our tongue is no longer spoken. The towns all around us face ruin. Will there be work in New Brunswick? Will I find gold in the cave? If I turn all the way down to Australia, oh, will I ever escape? Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm heading for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load or inside the vein. Where the copper, the clay, where the arsenic and tin run in your blood, they get under your skin. I'm leaving this country behind, I'm not coming back. So follow me down, Cousin Jack. Soil was too poor to make Eden. Granite and sea left no choice. No visions of heaven sustained us when John Wesley gave us a voice. Did Joseph once come to St. Michael's Mount? 2,000 years past in a dream, and you're working away in the darkness, deep in the heart of the sea. Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm heading for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load or inside the vein. Where the copper, the clay, where the arsenic and tin run in your blood, they get under your skin. I'm leaving this country behind, I'm not coming back. So follow me down, Cousin Jack, to Canada, South Africa, Australia, South America. I'm leaving where there's a mine or a hole underground. Remember back in the days of East Levant mine, where we followed the seam up 4 miles out to sea. We got too close. The sea broke through and 95 men died. The old Ding Dong mine near St Ives. When the man engine broke away from the beam, sent 45 men plunging to the depths. And another 70 stuck in the level. And the owners went back to London, left our communities starving. So I'm leaving Cambone, Redroot, Gever and Flodgy, and I dream of a bridge on the Tamar, and it opens us up to the east. I see the English, they're living in our houses. I see the Spanish fishing in our seas. Where there's a mine or a hole in the ground, that's where I'm headed for, that's where I'm bound. Look for me under the load or inside the vein, where the copper, the clay, where the arsenic and tin run in your blood, they get under your skin. I'm leaving this country behind, I'm not coming back. So follow me down, 'cause of Jack. Follow me down, 'cause of Jack. Follow me down.
Yeah.
There you go.
One of the things I really miss about the club on a Friday is belting out the choruses. I mean, you can do it on your own at home, but it's not the same as doing it in a room full of people when everybody's belting it out. And we normally try, certainly the regulars try to do sort of every other song a chorus song. And really miss that, but might get back there sometime, but I think it might be quite a while yet. See, we didn't know that Karen was Alice and Dave's little baby girl.
There she is. Give us a wave, Karen. Give us a wave. She's shy, John. She's shy. Leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Is she another duck?
No, there's a link. Karen just sent me a quick message saying she's the reason that Natasha joins us.
Oh.
Because Karen and Natasha have a mutual friend in America, and Karen sent the link to a friend in America who can't make it because he works late, but he sent the link to Natasha. Hooray!
Oh.
Know how the world goes round. That's how it works. Lovely.
Did you make a note of that, Mr. Pritchard, for tomorrow?
Oh yes, we'll test him tomorrow. I'll
Yeah, we'll
unmute
see
him.
if you're paying attention.
I've asked him to unmute, John, so he can just answer for himself.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. I think I may have the details correct, but I still say that Stuart should share the crisps.
I think so too, yeah. Alphabetically, by Christian name.
Yes.
Andrew, Alan and Alan first, then Andrew. Does
Yes.
anybody beat Alan in the alphabetical Christian name? Have we any Aardvox? Oh yeah, Adi. Adi's
Oh,
first.
yes, Adi's
Oh,
there.
there'll be no bloody crisps if they go to Adi. There'll be none left. We haven't heard from Auntie Anne. Let me just unmute Auntie Anne because we haven't spoken to her. Hello, Auntie Anne. Oh, look, she won't unmute. Look, I'll ask her to unmute. That's all I can do.
Go round and tell her.
I thought you were doing it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Frank.
What?
Frank's very well behaved over there, isn't he?
Yeah. I think it's the worst for the drink.
What drugs have you got him on? Have you got him on laudanum? Something like that. Calpol's good, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. I'll mute you anyway. Put you out your misery.
Yeah.
Right. I've lost my thread now. Yeah. Oh, we're on to the settee people, aren't we? Yes, it's the settee people.
Yeah, unmuted.
Yes.
Just when you thought it was safe, eh?
Yeah.
Rabbit.
So is this a two-person effort or is it another solo effort?
It's a sort of combined.
Yes.
Combined.
I'll join in this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still in the vein of comedy, and with the approaching bank holiday, as a lad, I always remember being whisked off to MFI. Remember MFI? Where my mother would always want a unit or a bookcase. We had units and bookcases all over the house. Every sort of bare wall was covered. So this is one by the Lancashire Hot Pots. Now I know, John, it's one of the tunes that you thoroughly enjoy. So if you disappear, I know why. So the gallery there, if you can just arm yourselves, please, with a bit of percussion. So find a glass or a gin bottle or a stale sandwich, something along those lines. And it's a song about the DIY outlets. Here goes. I'll sing of an outlet that fills me with dread. It's blue and it's yellow, but I always see red. It's a furniture store that makes me want to shout. 'Cause once you get in, you just can't get out. That's why I fear IKEA. I won't go there again. I don't want a bookcase called Billy or a table called Sven. Don't go up a Saturday if you don't want to queue. And that don't include out on M62. If you go over Wednesday, well, you just got to laugh. It's the size of Belgium, but there's no blooming staff. That's why I fear IKEA. I won't go there again. I don't want a bookcase called Billy or a table called Sven. It's a good 10-mile walk if you just want a shelf. What, you want me to go to a warehouse and get it myself? Well, I struggled with trolley, didn't get very far. And the boxes were that big, they didn't fit in the car. That's why I fear IKEA. I won't go there again. I don't want a bookcase called Billy or a table called Sven. Michael Palin, he's travelled the world once or twice. He said, Michael, go and explore IKEA. That'd be nice. Well, the men at the beat must have been off their heads. He went missing last Tuesday between kitchens and beds. That's why I fear IKEA. I won't go there again. I don't want a bookcase called Billy or a table called Sven. That's why I fear IKEA. I won't go there again. I don't want a bookcase called Billy or a table called Sven.
Oh.
Ah, that was 1,000 times better than the original song.
The funny thing is,
I got a couple of billies.
Yeah, I know.
I chopped them down and made smaller billies. Billets, I call them.
we actually do own Billy's and Sven.
Yeah.
In fact, we bought the Sven our first Christmas together back in '91.
Mm-hmm.
On the promise that we could then, in later life, sand it down. So during lockdown, it has been sanded and varnished.
Sorry, you were on a promise in 1991, did you say?
Yes.
That's what I think I heard.
Yes, that's what I thought I heard, but I wasn't going to comment.
I'm going to unmute. I'm hoping I can keep David muted, but unmute B at the same time. It'll be a difficult one.
You'll be lucky.
Thank you, Jenkinses.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very, very, very good. And we hope to be hearing more from you again, so keep practicing.
We've got one of B's poems, I think.
Yeah, we've got B, haven't we, next? Oh, glasses on, it's serious stuff.
Noswaiter? Hi. Noswaiter? Are you there? No.
Yeah, we're all here.
That's right there. Lovely.
Yeah. Oh, he heard you. It's okay.
Most of us don't know what you're saying, but
I wrote a poem. Yeah. I wrote a poem to tell my unshaven friend here how difficult I find it to learn Welsh. He said the poem was crap.
I did not.
And he doesn't understand the puns and the homophones. But anyway, this is the poem. On learning Welsh. Why, oh why do Welsh words wriggle and writhe so? I stand, butterfly net in hand, and catch one as it flitters along the edges of my mind. I learn that it's a dusky word, densely coloured, but quite absurd. I try to love it, carry it with me. But in the beat of a wing, it has changed its sound and hue. No more husky, it makes me lisp, no matter how much I try to be crisp. Don't worry, the teacher will say, no matter if you miss the mark and forget that C becomes G and poor G just drops away. But I know you won't call me moron if instead of delay I say tray. And just to confuse, we must never use man or plant or barn unless we know which place, whose kids or really wish to face. Try as I may, I can't think upside down. My subject always becomes before a verb, never the other way round. To learn this tongue from the land of song requires much mental contortion. But the butterflies keep fluttering by and I keep trying to pin them down. Maybe one fine day in spring or summer or autumn, I will mouth those words with greater plumb and feel glad that I was taught them.
Lovely.
That was an absolute classic.
Would have worked with me too.
Lovely.
Yeah, that will become a classic.
Lovely, lovely.
And don't worry, because if you actually do him in, no jury will ever convict you. Oh, I didn't realise till I've been told on the chat there that Gaffer's shirt is covered in flamingos.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, flamingo.
I pinned this video to have a look at it. It was grotesque.
Oh, I did the same thing and voted for it over John's.
Oh, hold your stomach in next time, Gaff, when you do that. Right.
We've got him coming up, haven't we?
Yes, he is next.
I'll have to fix the Zoom. That's what I'll have to do.
Right, come on then, Gaff.
Oh, it is I. Right, this is so good. We've got Natasha back, which is very good, because this is a song about a man who went to Moscow and he didn't like it.
Be gentle with her.
Oh, caught I and fought I at Waterloo. Come all you French emperors, lend ear to my tale. Don't do what I did or you'll wind up in jail. If you do what I did, the English detain you on a smelly little island they call St. Helena. They caught I and fought I at Waterloo. I was born on an island the French call that course, and I rode off to Paris with a family's horse, in between the two shafts of a Corsican cart. 'Twas a gift from Monsieur and Madame Bonaparte. They caught I and fought I at Waterloo. I rolled up in Paris halfway through July. I'd heard that 'twas noisy and I soon found out why. Guillotinings and riots each day they were holding, and it came to my notice the French were revolting. They caught I and fought I at Waterloo. But I didn't panic, indeed I stayed cool, and over these citizens started to rule. But the English, they viewed me with mistrust and hate. They said, you can't be a ruler because you're not straight. They caught I and fought I at Waterloo. I fought with the English and Austrians and Prussians. Took me army to Moscow to beat up the Russians, but the weather turned nasty. It hailed and it snowed, and the perishers perished in a perishing cold. They caught I and fought I at Waterloo. Well, the gains were minute and the losses were big, and I couldn't feel my best team at Leipzig, and there I was beaten. I ran out of luck, and away on the island of Elba was stuck. Oh, they caught I and fought I at Waterloo. Now on that foul island I got out of jail. I jumped on a boat and for France I set sail, and when I arrived back in Paris again, the city went mad but the river stayed. Saying I caught I and fought I at Waterloo. For beating the English I'd worked out a scheme, and straight away started to rebuild me team, and out on the wings I decided to play Field Marshal Grouchy and Field Marshal Ney. They caught I and fought I at Waterloo. I wrote off to Wellington, said my dear Duke, the Battle of Leipzig was only a fluke. That it was a fluke I shall prove unto you in the second leg next week up at Waterloo. Oh, I caught I and fought I at Waterloo. Now a randy old general this Marshal Ney was. He spotted a signpost that said Quatre Bras, and the force of temptation he couldn't resist. And that's how the Battle of Ligny he missed. All they caught I and fought I at Waterloo. Now Field Marshal Grouchy knew just what to do. Keep an eye out for Prussians around Waterloo. But at reading maps he turned out a dead loss. Got stuck across the river beside Charing Cross. All they caught I and fought I at Waterloo. We started next morning, 'twas nearly lunchtime, and the English stood standing in a long thin red line, and Field Marshal Ney with his French lads in blue, he pushed and he shoved, but he couldn't bust through. Oh, they caught I and fought I at Waterloo. Then Field Marshal Ney had the brazen-faced nerve to ask me to send in my precious reserve. So I sent him a letter signed Emperor of France. If the first team can't beat them, reserves got no chance. They caught I and fought I at Waterloo. And just when it seemed I might yet win the fight, some enemy Prussians turned up on me right. They carried a letter which Grouchy had signed. Are these enough Prussians? They're all I could find. They caught I and fought I at Waterloo. Once more and again I tasted defeat. Once more and again my army got beat. And Field Marshal Wellington, with a row of medals on his chest, said, hard luck, Napoleon, guess who's second best? He caught I and fought I at Waterloo. They put me in chains and for treason they tried me, and my hard-earned military pension denied me. But crafty as ever, I soon turned the tables. Now I live off the royalties from cognac labels. They caught I and fought I at Waterloo. Come all ye French emperors and due warning take. In all my career I made 20 mistakes. Marshal Ney was the first, as you all will have seen, and Field Marshal Grouchy was the other 19. They caught I and fought I and water I. Sound check.
Thank goodness there is only one gaffer. A veritable one-off.
Well, David.
David's there.
David.
I'll unmute him. And I'll take great pleasure in muting Gaffer. Lovely. At Waterloo.
Right. There we go, Dave. Just gosh, we're nearly at the end. We've just got Dave, and then we've got Alan, and then I'll be off up to my little veranda place with my bottle of Jura and sit out in the rain.
And your dear wife, you forgot to mention.
Right, Dave. What we got now?
Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Eh? Yeah, gosh. Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central Monday morning rail. 15 cars, 15 restless riders, 3 conductors, 25 sacks made. On down the southbound Odyssey, this train pulls out of Kankakee, rolls along past houses, farms, and fields, past the trains that have no names and the freight yards full of old black men in the graveyard, the rusted automobile. Good morning, America, how are you? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train to call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day's done. Playing cards with the old man in the club car. Penny a point and no one keeping score. Past the paper bag that held the bottle. Listen to the train wheels rumbling under the floor. And the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride their daddy's magic carpet made of steel. Mothers with their babes asleep are just a rocket to the gentle beat and the rhythm of the rails is all they feel. Good morning, America, how are you? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day's done. Nighttime on the city of New Orleans. Changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home, we'll be there by morning, with the Mississippi darkness rolling down to the sea. And all the people and the places seem to fade into a dying dream. No, the steel rail still ain't heard the news. The conductor sings his song again, and the passengers will please refrain, 'cause this train's got the disappearing railroad blues. Good night, America, I love you. Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day's done. Good morning, America, how are you? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done.
I don't. Oh, you moved. I don't know what's happened to you, Dave. You seem to be frozen. Oh, you're moving again. Your video seemed to freeze, but the sound was lovely. So it don't matter. We're not bothered about looking at you.
Oh, there's a dicey internet, I'm afraid. It wanders in and out, but
no,
yeah, I'm sorry if it spoiled your
I won't embarrass Glenys by asking her by how much the value of the house on David's wall might have gone up from the £3,000 to £4,000 she put on it in the first place. Well, I better unmute her. She's looking reckless there. I'll unmute her.
Well, I don't know. All the prices have gone up.
I thought that was just for the picture.
We're probably talking about 600,000-700,000 now, aren't we? Oh, dear me.
Mind you, it could be in Aberdaron. It'd be worth even more if it was in Rosnager or Aberdaron, of course.
Or Abersoch.
Or Abersoch, yeah.
Yeah.
Abergwag. Empty Aber in the winter. There we are. What's next, John?
It's down to you,
Oh,
Alan.
well, I'm going to suggest, John, I'm a little on the tired side, but more important than that, I have a granddaughter staying here, Sapphire, who's 8 going on 9. She'll be 9 on the 1st of September, which means she's the oldest child in the school year in her class. And mind you, that was different in Ruthie's days because, I'll unmute Ruth, I'm not going to suggest how old you are, Ruth, for a moment.
No, I'm 67 tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow! Oh, happy birthday, Ruthie! Oh, lovely. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ruthie.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. I think it's Stuart's birthday tomorrow as well, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is.
Happy birthday, dear Stuart. Happy birthday, dear Stuart.
to you.
Birthday, dear
Stuart. Happy birthday to you.
I've been warned. I'm going to mute a few now. No, when Ruthie was in school with me, you were just about the oldest in the year, Ruth, weren't you?
Yeah, because it went from August the 1st then, not from September the 1st. So I was always the oldest in the class.
How was that was that like an experiment?
Well, funny you should say that, but they did. It was August the 1st when I was in school, so I was always the oldest. And then halfway through primary school, they decided to make it September the 1st. So they moved me up, and then they decided it wasn't working, so they moved me back down again.
Right, so you could have been the very youngest child in the year.
Yeah.
And you ended up the very oldest child in the year.
I was the same way. I'm born September 18th, and the cutoff was September 15th.
Wow.
There you go.
I was never cut off. I was in June. I was always very young for my age. Yes. What I'm going to suggest, John, I've got a granddaughter, Sapphire, who's directly above me asleep. And I've been forewarned, rather than finish the night with something raucous, I'll put Rumbum and Concertina playing.
Fine. Yes.
Is that all right? It's an archive performance from 2008. Now, I must ask Peter Leach to get his handkerchief out here because he's going to see his good old mate Ted Robshaw giving it rocks. So if you haven't got your hanky out already, Peter, and you think you won't need it, you will. You will. I'll be sharing the screen because it's a video recording. And we'll finish. Oh, well done. Oh, has that been up your nose, Sally? Oh, dear, dear, dear. Here comes.
I was going to say, if there's time, I have a poem that I perform for people on their birthdays.
Oh, now then. What do you reckon, John? Can we squeeze him in? I think we can.
Squeeze that in before Ted.
Go on, then. Go on. Go for it, Storm. Up. There we are.
Listen, new hymns are forming in the laughter of a friend. Beneath your feet, the grass chants snatches of songs even you haven't heard of. In the meadow, cows are practicing ancient operas, cadenzas, and arias. The dog beside you is flat picking with its collar, The dog beside you is flat picking and accompanying itself on the collar. When the cat claws on the screen door, it is really saying it wants a washboard, a banjo, and a whole jug band. If the fly's buzz were slowed down, it would be a carol. Listen, your silence is a melody. You will hear its refrain from a stranger who was taught it by your absent friends. In the distance, your heart is drumming. When it arrives, this entire room will become an orchestra. Listen, can you recognize that the trees are humming Happy Birthday and Auld Lang Syne? They have been rehearsing for months, waiting to surprise you.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. It's a bit one up on happy birthday to you several times over, isn't it? Lovely. Lovely. Oh, thank you, Storm.
Great, thank you, yeah.
You're very welcome.
Can
Happy
I put
birthday.
this video on, John?
Yeah, let's travel back in time.
Yeah.
And I was born in West Virginia, North Carolina. I did stray there, accorded a handsome stranger named Dave. And I don't want to be back, darling. Yeah, I don't want to tell the chain. All I want is your love, darling. Won't you take me back again? Oh, her hair was bright silver color, and her lips was ruby red, and the grass was like lilies, well on today's night. And I don't want to be back, darling. Yeah, I don't want to tell the train. All
Ted Robshaw is the one we didn't know.
Oh. Well, if that didn't put a smile on your face.
Bloody hell.
And yet, so sad as well. Oh, how I miss that man.
A month later, he was gone.
Oh.
And he didn't know. And we didn't know. And the bugger just went without so much as a by your leave. I was ever so cross with him. And I still am, because I miss him like crazy. He was inspirational. Ted Robshaw. If you didn't know, there was a resident group called Rum Bum and Concertina, which was Jeff Blyden, myself, and Ted leading us. And he was a hell of a man to play with, as the actress said to the bishop. He really he would say things to me like, those twiddly bits in between, they're all very well, but don't crowd me. And the tune is merely the vehicle for me to be able to communicate the words to the audience. And I got it, absolutely. And he was a magical person to play with. Wonderful. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Lovely.
Right, okay, it's time we all went off to our
So
beds.
which came first, that song or I Don't Want Your Millions, Mister?
And several more, no doubt, with the same tune. It's a good tune.
Well, and a lot of the same words, too. That's why I wonder.
Right. No idea.
The chorus is in ours is, I don't want your millions, mister. I don't want your golden chain. I just want the right to live, mister. Give me back my job again.
Oh, now that sounds like an adaptation of the original song, but who am I to say?
Yeah.
It sounds like a Woody Guthrie version of it, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Probably wobbly. The old wobblies.
It's all very well for you in your early afternoon. We're all knackered over here, Storm, because it's late night here. Right.
Right, I must say thank you everybody again for turning up. It's been a really good night tonight. We've had a lot of fun. I'm sorry about my little thingy on the guitar earlier, but I'm sure everybody else has made up.
It'll be captured for posterity, John.
Yes, okay then, so we'll see you all next week. Hopefully Alan will be with us, but if he's not, we will do our best and we will come up with some sort of show, but it may not be just the slick.
Oh,
okay.
If we don't see you next week, Alan, have a good holiday.
Thank you, very glad. Don't rob my house while we're away.
All right, I don't know where you live.
I'm going to have a little chat with Alan once everybody's gone, so if the rest of you will clear off, we can just have a little chat and decide what we're doing with this recording. Okay.
Party at Alan's next Saturday.
When harder here, Alan.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.